We are tonight's entertainment.
What the fuck is this, Chet?
This is a tasty burger.
Were you rushing or were you dragging?
You like Huey Lewis in the news?
Is this your homework, Larry?
Welcome back to the motherfucking Film Scoop. That's how you do it.
We're in here fucking getting it done. What have you been up to, you know?
Yep.
That's
We're
what it's
here.
all about.
Actually, we're early.
Yeah.
We're ahead of schedule.
Which is the first time that's ever
First time it's
happened.
ever happened. I guess
In the
we
history
kind of
of it.
owe it after being late multiple times but never being early.
Yeah.
I guess makes sense to do an early one.
Yeah. We're bound to be premature every once in a while.
Yeah, of course. Got a good episode today, I think.
I'm excited about it. I've been hard about it all day.
Yeah, we've got to talk about I Saw the TV Glow.
Yep.
That's the big review for the week.
Yeah, that's the big boss battle.
I've seen it twice, and I feel like I've been connecting some of the dots that I want to talk about. Mm-hmm. So there's going to be a spoiler-heavy I Saw the TV Glow discussion.
Yeah.
So be ready for that. If you don't want to hear the spoilers, it'll be at the end. So you can listen to everything we have to say.
Yeah.
You can listen to our watch list and the trivia and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we're going to rank our top 10 A24 movies.
I totally forgot about the trivia.
Awesome.
I fucked up.
Awesome.
I mowed the lawn and then fucking hit the can, and I was like, yeah, totally. I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Well, that's great. I mean, that's just... what a way to start the episode. That's awesome. I'm glad we have at least one professional here ready to record the show.
God damn it. I couldn't have dropped the ball harder, dude.
That's like my favorite section of the episode.
Yeah.
Damn it. All right, well, I'll start with mine.
Let me, I might be able to fucking freestyle real fast, dude.
I don't know if you will.
I'm not as creative as you, but I can get a random movie and just pull out a year real quick.
Oh, yeah, you can do 3 years.
Okay. I'll blind zip through my movies that I've watched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do that. I'm going to do mine first.
Okay.
Guess the film by its cast.
Ooh, okay.
Timothy Chalamet.
All right.
Thomasin McKenzie.
Okay.
Robert Pattinson.
Thomasin, Pattinson, and Tim Tom. Oh my goodness. Is what the fuck could that be? That's a really good one. It's a really good one.
Hell yeah.
Is it a movie that we love a lot? That we really like?
We like it. Yeah.
Like it?
No, I wouldn't say we love it. I could throw another cast member in. I don't know if it would help.
Throw one more in.
Big Joel. Joel Egg.
I knew it's Joel. I knew it's Joel you were talking about.
While you're thinking, I'm going to crack open this Minute Maid lemonade.
Oh my god.
Oh, God, yeah. I'm hard.
I
I think
don't
you're taking
think-
a bit too long.
I don't think I know.
If we had a timer, it would have ran out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In this fucking made up game of yours.
Yeah, I just don't want to
I don't
make the scoopers
I don't think I
sit
know.
here and with their dick in their hands waiting for you to answer.
Yeah, I don't know.
The King.
The King. Oh my god, that was a really good one.
Yeah.
I totally
I figured
forgot that.
Thomasin would throw you for a spin because she's in it for like 12 seconds.
It 100% did. It
if
100% did.
if I just said Timmy, Rob, and Joel, I feel like you might have put it together.
Yeah.
But you were probably thinking so much about Mackenzie.
Yeah, I was like, what the
weren't
fuck
even-
has she been in?
Yeah.
Yeah, she is in it for like 2 seconds.
She sure is.
Good
This-
red herring, dude. That was
Yeah,
excellent.
That was
just a good job.
mind games. That was 3D
You were
chess.
in my goddamn head, dude.
That was 3D chess right
Get
there.
out of me head.
Get out of me head! We got... This one should be easy.
Okay.
What is Ricky Bobby's biggest sponsor?
Wonder Bread.
Yep.
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 It's got Wonder Bread, fucking Red Bull, Big Red. If you don't chew
Well,
big
here's the
red.
deal. I'm the best there is. As simple as that.
If you don't chew big red, then fuck
Then
you.
fuck you. Ding mow. Sing mow, ling mow.
Hell yeah.
Prune candy. All right. This one I think is hard.
Okay.
And it's a TV show and not a movie.
Okay.
But I figured since I gave you Wonder Bread that I could even it out with something kind of
Yeah,
tricky.
sure. Something that's, not even part of it. Yeah.
What song is Walter listening to as he's pulled over by a cop in Breaking Bad?
A horse with no name.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I thought that would be
you.
hard.
Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Kiss my ass, dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hopefully that gets rid of some of my demerits from being a dumbass in previous episodes.
That, like, I thought you'd get mad at me for asking a question like that.
No,
Like,
dude.
I thought that was so, like, niche.
I came to play.
Dude, it's so, like, watching him sing that is like watching Tony sing Dirty Work.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
He was fucking grooving.
All right, here's what you can do. Just look at my Blu-ray shelf right there.
Well, I've got my seen movies. I just do this. They're in no random order.
Well, I haven't seen all the movies you've seen.
I'll just stop scrolling and we'll see what happens. That was a really easy one. Okay.
I'll just throw it out, and we can do more than 3.
Okay.
What was it?
The easy one?
Yeah.
Marriage Story.
2019.
Yeah. Love and Monsters.
I think that's 2020.
It's 2020. Shang-Chi.
2021.
Yeah. Oh. Bro's fucking crushing it. This is Cash's, like, secret superpower, by the way.
Yeah. I'm little Rain Man-y when it comes to
He's got a little bit
release
going
dates.
on. Werewolf by Night.
I think that's 2022.
Yes, sir. Is that enough? You want another one?
I mean, you keep... These are all very close together in release date.
I'm scrolling. I'm fucking randomly scrolling. I don't know what the order is here.
Yeah, give me one.
Snowpiercer.
2014.
No.
That one... Okay, that one...
Fuck you. No.
No.
Wrong.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Incorrect.
That one changes depending on what source you're looking at. Some websites say 2013. Some websites say 2014.
Well,
So, Letterboxd
you're
obviously
wrong.
says 2013.
Incorrect.
All right, give me more.
Failed. Mission not accomplished. All right. Click.
I believe Click is between 2 years. I think it's 05,
Wrong.
06.
Yep.
Damn it.
Fucking. What happened? What's going on?
I missed by a year.
I'm just saying. It's fucking. You're usually
If I
on.
do miss, I feel like if I do miss one, it's going to be by a year because of like some, like if it came out at a festival, some websites say the year before, but if it's wide release, like most of the time I know it within at least the year.
All right. The Keep.
83.
Hell yeah. Let's see if I can find another random one. Beverly Hills Cop.
84.
Hell yeah. Jingle All the Way.
96.
Fuck yeah. All right, I think we've done enough.
Okay.
You're back to doing good again, so it's not fun anymore.
Yeah. You just,
I can't call you a dumbass anymore, so I'm not having as much
in
fun.
spite of all you've done for them, the only thing they like more than a hero is to see a hero fall. Die
trying. That's so fucking good, dude.
In spite of everything you've done for them, why bother?
So good.
Okay, so my watch list, now that I'm gazing at it, is actually quite short
Yeah.
because it's TV Glow twice and then Mad Max.
There you go.
So
That's what it's all about.
I normally have more to talk about than that, but that just gives us more time to talk about TV Glow.
Yeah.
So
That's all I care about. We're here for TV Glow.
yeah, but I can talk about Mad Max real quick. I want to watch all of them before Furiosa. And I didn't care too much for it.
The original Mad Max?
Yeah.
It's definitely the weakest. Like, Road Warriors.
You think it's worse than Thunderdome?
It's been a
'Cause, like-
while. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I have a soft spot for Thunderdome, so I would say yes.
George Miller doesn't like Thunderdome because it was another like creative control thing. Like he didn't get to do what he wanted. But the action's great in Mad Max. Like it was super low budget. It was George Miller's first movie, and it is impressive how much of a style and like a vision he had like right off the bat. And the action's very like raw. Like you can tell it was just George Miller in a car with a camera, like
Flying down the fucking road.
flying down the road next to cars that were flying down the road,
Yeah.
filming them.
Dude, he
And-
doesn't give a fuck about
No,
anything.
He doesn't. But I just didn't care too much about the characters or the story. Didn't care too much about what was going on. I thought the first half was actually kind of slow, and the end is the only part that like was exciting to me. And I just don't think the world's as fleshed out as it is in Fury Road. I know it's not fair to compare these old ones to Fury Road because of the budget and the technology that Fury Road had, but
Yeah.
it at the end of the day, it is still like affecting my experience, so it's valid to bring up. It's just not something that like I probably would never want to rewatch this unless I was binging Mad Max movies for a new Mad Max release.
It really, like, until I think I've seen the original Mad Max, like, twice at the most, and it was when I was a lot younger. And it really dawned on me how, like, little of the post-apocalyptic, like...
Dude, it just looks like Texas. Like,
Yeah,
it
dude.
doesn't look like... It doesn't look like the wasteland that it is in Fury Road.
Yeah.
Or
Like,
it seems like, from what I remember Road Warrior being like a lot more apocalyptic,
it is. Road Warrior with fucking
a
Lord
lot more
Humongous,
wasteland type. Huh?
Lord Humongous.
Hell yeah!
You got Rictus Erectus.
Leave the
Lord
fuel.
Humongous. Yeah.
Now spare your lives.
That's what the fuck I want. I want a big muscle guy and assless chaps to tell me what to do.
Yep. And then you get to Thunderdome and you got Master Blaster.
Yeah. Who run Bada Town?
Master Blaster on Bada Town.
Fuck yeah. You're telling me that's not awesome, dude?
Yeah, I don't really like this very much. I gave it a 2.5. I think it's like okay. Mm-hmm. I respect it more than I actually enjoy it. But like I said, I would never want to sit down and like rewatch it
Yeah.
unless I was doing something like this where I wanted to binge all of them before Furiosa. That's the only reason. So, not too fond of it, but it's fun.
Heck yeah.
Did you have any watches?
I'll be honest with you. I'm trying to remember, and I feel like I did.
Well,
But
you
I
had
don't-
one an hour and a half ago.
Oh, well, yeah, but I was saving that. I didn't know if
Why
there
are you
was like...
saving it? This is a watch list.
Well, like, I try and go in order of, like, least interesting to, like, the most interesting I've seen. But I did just watch Persona.
Yep.
And I don't have much to say because I don't know what the fuck's going on. I thought that I went in there like super confident. I was like, I saw the flashing lights. I was like, crucifixion, blood of the lamb. Okay, we're getting somewhere biblical. And then other stuff happened, and I'm at a loss. I don't know what happened.
Okay, well, other than that.
Other than that, I think it was interesting. It's hard to say without like being able to put all the pieces together. I think I need another watch, but fucking ripping the Band-Aid off, I'd probably give it like a 3.
That's about right.
Yeah.
On first watch, I gave it a 3.5 on first watch. And I didn't watch it again just now when you did. I was in the room. I was kind of taking a nap. So I was like watching it in pieces a little bit. I would be snoozing, wake up, see a scene or two, go back to snoozing, see a scene or two.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, it didn't make any more sense than it did the first time.
Yeah. I don't think there's a lot left to like like, I don't know if I missed anything, you know? It's just,
we definitely missed stuff.
I think it's just like, I don't know, like all the flashing stuff, like the
Cock.
the cock. What is it? Where's that come into play? Where does a big meaty cock come into play in that
Comes
movie?
into play somewhere, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I need like a deep dive analysis on YouTube of Persona. I need someone to.
I need someone to hold my hand through such an endeavor.
But even without knowing what's going on, I still enjoy watching it and am interested by it.
Yeah, it's still a really interesting movie.
Because you watch some confusing movies like Mother, and it's a piece of shit, and you never want to watch it again in your life, and don't care to watch videos on it to understand it.
Yeah.
This isn't that. This is interesting, and I want to know more about it. But it is hard to like give it a super high grade without really knowing what the movie is. So
yeah. Oh, I watched. We're all going to the World's Fair. I don't know. Did I talk about that?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I don't think I just talked about last episode. But I watched We're All Going to the World's Fair in preparation for TV Glow as well. And the common theme in the two movies is loneliness, and it makes me feel really sad. Mm-hmm. But I think that the message in We're All Going to the World's Fair is good. I think it's really creative and different, but overall I didn't really like it, and I don't know why they sell like TV Glow and World's Fair as like horror movies, because to me they're not horror movies. Like they're more like, World's Fair is almost like maybe like a psychological, not a thriller, but like a psychological drama almost, it seems. It's really, really weird.
It's almost like the same description I'd give TV Glow.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a horror movie. I think it could be scary to like kids, because just some of the imagery, but
yeah, there's like one scene in World's Fair that I think is somewhat scary, and that's it.
I was gonna say what was the scene, but I guess we're not getting into spoilers.
Yeah, that's like the only thing. But I'd say that I liked it. I gave it a 2.5. I think.
I didn't like it very much, but to each their own.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. So that's all for the watch list. So we can go ahead and get into. I saw the TV Glow. Pull out my notes. Took some notes.
Yeah. My little man was really geared up for this.
I had a lot. So me and Carl watched it Friday night, and we both liked it, but on first watch I gave it a 4. I don't know what. I know you don't use Letterboxd, but
we got in the car immediately after watching the movie. We got in the car, and I was like,
I think you said you were hovering around at 3.
I was like 3.5. And then we had this great conversation about the movie. And then like the next day, after having like thought about it all night and like during the day, I was like, dude, this thing's like a 4.5. And then we talked about it more, and I was like, dude, the amount of time we're spending talking about TV Glow makes me want to give it a 5. Like I've never not that I've never, but it's been a while since I've enjoyed talking about a movie with someone.
Yeah.
And like wanting to like dissect it and like talk about different aspects of it and what it represents.
And I think the main thing that I love so much about I Saw the TV Glow is there's a lot to love about it, but I think the thing that sticks out to me is how much Jane Schoenbrunn respects her audience.
Yeah.
Their audience, sorry. And it's not common these days to release a movie like this where borderline nothing is explained.
Yeah.
Like borderline everything in the movie is metaphorical, and you have to really piece everything together. And I was telling Carl today that there's a lot of people that if a movie leaves too much up to interpretation and doesn't explain what it is, there's a lot of people who are just going to not like the movie and say it was confusing, I don't get it, it was boring, blah, 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 bad. And I used to be like that too, but nowadays I've sort of seen some movies, I've almost looked at them as like puzzles that I have fun trying to figure out. And not every movie is like that or needs to be like that. There's plenty of great movies that are very straightforward and leave nothing up to interpretation. But some movies are like that. And some movies are, like Persona, is like, I look at it as a puzzle that I enjoy trying to decipher. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what TV Glow is to me. It's a movie that I enjoyed on first watch. It's not like, I enjoyed it, I'd say, a good bit more than something like Persona on first watch, just because it's just more kind of my style, I guess, visually and like music wise. Yeah, it's more modern, it's more up my alley with the neon lights and the cinematography and the music and the score. But I wanted to know more about it. I noticed some things, I put some things together, but there was a lot that I was like, dude, what the fuck was that about? And me and Carl just, like, we didn't want to talk about it too much because we wanted to save most of it for the scoop. But we did discuss, like, one thing that, just discussing that one thing made Carl like the movie a lot more. Yeah. And connect a lot more dots. Yeah. So I have notes that are kind of just, like, all over the place. They aren't in order. So I'll try to, I have so much I want to say because on second watch, I noticed a lot more and a lot more connected for me. Mm-hmm. And I have so much I want to talk about that I'm hoping I can get it all out in like a cohesive way. But where do you want to start here?
You want to start with the easy stuff first?
Like just easy compliments on what's good about it? Yeah,
like for me, like the score and the soundtrack, fantastic.
Yep. Score by Alex G. Homie.
Score by Alex G.
The soundtrack's by like 15 different people, but every single song is so different, but also feels right. Yeah. Like it's not a repetitive soundtrack. Every song has a different flair to it, but they all fit into this world. Yeah. And I've been listening to nothing but the I Saw the TV Glow soundtrack for 2 days now. And I could go watch it again right now. Yeah. If we weren't recording this, that may be what I'm doing right now, is watching I Saw the TV Glow again. And that would be 3 days in a row. Yeah. So I'm very fond of this movie.
fond of the glow.
Yeah. And I think it's impressive how they made a movie that so much is about like gender identity. And people like us who don't struggle with that at all are still finding so much to connect with. Yeah. With the movie. That's insanely impressive to me.
It's wildly inclusive with like the messages that it's relaying to people. Right. And I think I would rewatch it more, but I do think that it is, for me, it's a heartbreaking movie. Mm. And I don't always want to be sad and I don't want to feel terrible. Mm-hmm. So I would, like, you asked me if I wanted to like watch it again the next day, and I was like, I need a second. Yeah. I need a break.
Yeah, it is a sad movie. It's not a sad movie in the way that like some are, where it's like cry porn. There's never a point in the movie where I cry. It's just this this lurking sense of melancholy over the whole.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, come on. Over the whole movie. Yeah. Especially in the second half, it gets more and more like just very depressing. Yeah. And very sad. Yeah. And I love the characters so much, specifically Owen. I love Owen as a character, and I love Justice Smith's performance, and I don't know why there's people critiquing it. I don't know. Did they watch a different movie than me? You know what? So far, it's one of my favorite performances of the year.
You know what I think it is I think that when people have to portray like awkwardness, that it can come off as like bad acting, because people talk shit about Kristen Stewart for Twilight a bunch, And like she was like, that's what they want. They told me to do. They told me to be awkward and weird.
Yeah.
And that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I think that.
And if you watch an interview with Justice Smith, he's not like that at all. Like he's a normal guy.
Yeah. So I think like his performance can like people will see it and be like, oh, he's weird and stiff and awkward. But that's who his character is.
Right. And he's also doing kind of a weird voice.
He is doing a weird voice.
And at times it can be a little funny when he says certain lines. Like there's a scene where he's driving and something's in the road and he stops and he goes, "What the heck?"
Yeah.
And in his like voice, it's not supposed to be funny, but it's kind of the way he says it. Like, I guess I see where people are coming from, because certain lines can come across like kind of funny, but I don't think that means it's a bad performance. That's just the voice he's doing.
Yeah.
So
and then I laughed when he got out of the car after that and he goes, "Hello?" I was like, "What the? Why is that your reaction?"
Yeah. Yeah, the cinematography is great. Obviously, the color palette and the neon stuff. The scene where there's like marker getting written on the screen, one of the best scenes in the movie, by the way.
Makes me come.
All that stuff obviously looks great, but even just like the shot structure, I love. I was telling Carl the scene where he's grocery shopping.
Yeah.
Why did that go so hard? Why did she frame it like that? It looks awesome.
Dude.
Like he's in the very bottom of the frame and you see like the logo up at the top for all the vegetables and like just little things like that, even outside of the obvious stuff, it just looks great. Yeah. Like I just love the way the movie's composed.
Yeah. One of my favorite shots in the movie is he works Noah, the main character, he works at or Owen, sorry, the main character, he works at an arcade / like movie theater thing. Mm-hmm. And at one point it's, I suppose, early morning, and he's in there and he's like there's all these like foam pads on the floor. Mm-hmm. And he's in there, it's pitch black, and there's like a skylight like out of frame up at the top of the room. Yeah. And it's casting down this like bluish spotlight glow on him. Mm-hmm. And it just, dude, it looks so good.
Dude, the lighting throughout the whole movie is something you can like kind of take for granted.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, they're watching a show. Of course it's reflecting off.
Yeah.
Like it's reflecting onto their faces, but it's not how TVs work. Like they're getting very specific lighting to execute that shot, and it looks so good all the time.
They did that with World's Fair too. The World's Fair video, when she plays it, the main character plays it, it flashes these lights on her face and like it changes like the colors of her face. It's one of the coolest effects in the movie.
The lighting in both movies are like really, really fucking good.
Yeah.
So general just praise, like non-spoiler praise, I think that's about all we can say. The technical aspects are great. I love the performances, score, soundtrack, cinematography, themes. I raised it on second watch. I raised it up to a 4.5, and I think if I watched it again, it would probably be a 5.
Yeah,
I probably will watch it again fairly soon, because I don't know. It's a sad movie, but it's also like in a weird way a comforting movie. So I don't really have that like thing that you have where you don't want to watch it because it'll make you sad. It's like, it is sad, and it does have sort of a depressing ending, but
that's kind of interesting that because I don't get the comfort aspect of it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I just have the sad part. I wish I had the comfort part.
Yeah.
I want someone to wrap me up in a nice hug. But I'm not feeling that, dude.
Right. So, okay, where to begin for spoilers? Spoiler thoughts. I guess I can give sort of my overall thoughts on what's going on in this here movie.
Yeah. I feel like we were pretty close with our first conversation. I don't think we were too far off.
Yeah. So my take on this movie is that the show is just the show that we see at the end, when Owen's watching it as an old man, and it's kids, and it's not scary at all. I think that's what the show is, and that's what the show always has been.
Yeah.
And Owen and Maddie and everybody who watches the show, when they're kids, they're inserting themselves into the show. Mm-hmm. They're replacing the characters in the show with themselves. So Tara, in the show, Maddie thinks of Tara as herself. Mm-hmm. And Owen thinks of Isabel as himself because that's who he wants to be. Yeah. And he gets comfort from watching the show because it feels like he's expressing himself and he is who he wants to be in the show. And there's a lot little things that you can pick up on that, align with that. Obviously, him wearing the dress.
Yeah.
Later in the movie, Maddie, she's like giving her monologue in the school, she calls Owen Isabel.
Yeah.
And I don't know if, like, she was talking so fast, I don't know if I really, like, put that together first watch. But she's just, like, straight up calling him Isabel.
Yeah.
In the second half of the movie, which I think connects a lot of that for me. So I think a big idea of the movie is, like, how we insert ourselves into media and turn it into something that it isn't.
Yeah.
Because we find solace in it. And I just think that's kind of an interesting idea because the people who are watching this movie are the type of people that watch a lot of media.
Yeah.
And like, media is something that's really important to me. And if I'm having a bad day, I can put on the Dark Knight trilogy and, like, instantly make my day better because those movies really connect with me. And yeah. I guess in a way you could say I, like, put myself into those movies. So
you are Batman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So do you want to give any thoughts on that?
No, I agree with that. I think that I do think that there is like a sub layer of the feelings that you have when you're younger being more amplified than as you get older. Like, you're a lot more creative and outspoken, and things hurt you more and things bring you more joy than what things normally would and when you're older in life. So I think there's a certain aspect of that too. Like, they're mesmerized by the show when they're young and still trying to figure things out. But once they're old and they've kind of tying things in, but after Owen's been boxed into what his life is instead of what he wants it to be, he's kind of becomes, I think he's like becoming numb a little bit to like those mm-hmm. feelings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that I said it earlier, but I think when Owen's watching the show, he feels like himself. And then when the show ends, he loses that feeling of freedom and expression. And that's what sends him down this, like, path of depression and going through the motions of life. Like, when it says 8 years later and when we pick up where he's at, I think that's like an effect of the show ending mm-hmm. and him feeling like he has disappeared now.
Yeah.
And like he's living someone else's life. I've got talking about that 8 years later thing, when he's working at the fun factory or
fun zone.
Yeah, his job at the fun zone is replacing the ball pit with balls.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was like a very on the nose, like, metaphor for Owen being surrounded by masculinity and being like conformed into what like society wanted him to be, instead of who he is. And he looks so sad doing it too.
Yeah.
So I noticed that, but I thought that was like a fairly obvious one.
Oh yeah. He also like won't make eye contact to any. He doesn't make eye contact. He doesn't connect with any of the male characters that we see, like his dad and his coworkers. Like, it's just Maddie. The only two people he's ever connected with is Maddie and his mom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't really think about that until you pointed it out, but yeah, that's also true.
Yeah.
And Marco and Polo, the two people in the show.
That's who it was.
When they're going through like the finale, what happens in the finale episode, Marco and Polo cut out their hearts, which I think is symbolism for Maddie and Owen, and like them having what's inside of them being taken out / suppressed. And it's also sort of a callback to when Owen said it feels like when he thinks about any of that stuff that someone went in and cut everything inside out, and he's too scared to check if it's there. Yeah.
Which is a heartbreaking, like, when he says it, like, his expression when he's saying it, like, I was like, oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
That
kind of made me want to tear up
when
he said that.
That brought me close.
Right. I also noticed when Owen is young and he's at the school talking to Maddie, there's 2 drink machines. And Owen goes and sits under the drink machine. There's one standard, just black drink machine that's in every school. And then there's one that's super bright pink.
Yeah, and like the Tropicana one.
It's
or some juice drink.
The title of that drink machine is Fruitopia.
Oh.
So I thought that was like another instance of hammering home this idea of Owen. I guess they never really fully like explain if he wants to be gay or transgender, or I guess they don't really get specific with that.
They don't, but it doesn't like matter, you know. Like,
yeah,
what he wants to be. That what matters is that he's not what he wants to be. You know.
No, I'm just saying like, the idea of him sitting under the drink machine, I feel like makes sense.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't know if that's like a bad thing to say, but like a lot of gay people are called like fruits.
Yeah.
And fruity and, you know, stuff like that. So that's just something I noticed.
Yeah. I actually, what's crazy is I noticed that drink machine and I was like, dude, that drink machine looks cool as shit. And that's all my brain put together on it. I was like, fucking sick ass soda machine, dude.
Yeah. So towards the end of the movie, me and Carl were talking about it on the way home, and we were trying to figure out what the ending means. And basically, it's Owen when he's old and he's still working at the Fun Zone, and he has this like panic attack in this party room with all these people, and then he goes in the bathroom and he like opens up his chest and sees all this like all these radio signals and TV glows.
Yeah. We're back.
And like showing what he's been suppressing all these years. But we were trying to figure out like what the ending meant, and I noticed on first watch that the guy at his first job at the movie theater that's getting a blowjob looks a lot like the guy at the end at the Fun Zone, and me and Carl didn't know for sure. I was just like, I think that was him, and so I was like, so why is that guy the same age and Owen's the only one that's aged? And then I was like, maybe that's because Owen's been like suppressing who he is, so he's like aging faster while everyone else is moving in slow motion.
Yeah.
And then on second watch, I realized that's exactly what it is. Yeah. And Maddie, during her monologue, is talking about how she knew something wasn't right and how her life was moving in fast motion, and it felt like she was skipping chapters, and life was moving slow for everyone else because they were being themselves. They were being who they were, and she wasn't. And I also noticed, like, they also say, Owen also says, and then a month later, the movie theater shut down, but my manager took me with him to the Fun Zone. Yeah. So he just says, like, that's the same guy. which
Yeah.
I didn't notice the first time. Like, it's not some fan theory. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just that's the same guy. So it's pretty in your face that, like, that guy looks the exact same and Owen looks 60 for some reason.
It's a subtle like drop of like what's going on.
Yeah. And also I feel like Maddie talks about the show like they're basically living in a simulation.
Yeah.
Sort of. And they're living in this, like, world that Mr. Melancholy created to, like, keep them suppressed.
Yes.
And when he freaks out at the fun zone, everyone in the room just, like, puts their head down. And it reminded me of, like, something in the Matrix or some kind of simulation that he, like, did something so insane that no one expected. They didn't know how to react.
Yeah.
Because that's not how people react. Like, if that happened in real life, everyone would look at him.
Yeah.
They'd be like, dude, what the fuck? Are you okay? What's
Yeah.
going on? The second he yells, they all drop their heads and say nothing and close their eyes.
Yeah.
And that's just, like, a crazy concept to me. And I feel like that's Jane hammering home that idea again.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. And also too, like after that, when he is apologizing for his like outburst, no one like acknowledges it.
Yeah.
Like they just
It's
continue
so
like
weird.
it never
It's
happened.
so eerie.
Yeah.
Like hearing him yell like that. I wish I could hear what Owen is yelling because I don't know what he was saying.
I know a couple times because he has two outbursts. He's got that one. He's got the one at his house.
No, just in the party room.
I thought he yelled, "This isn't my life."
I can't really tell what he's yelling. He's so upset and he's like slurring his words.
Yeah.
So whenever I get it on Blu-ray, I can put the subtitles on and see for sure. But I thought he was calling out to Maddie and like asking her to come get him.
Oh yeah. I thought okay. Yeah.
I thought
I
that's
thought he
what
said.
he was
I thought he
kinda
said,
saying.
"Mommy."
It kind of sounded like that too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish I had the subtitles so I could tell for sure. But I just thought that scene was so, like, almost scary, but also just really sad.
Yeah.
And then after that, he goes in the bathroom, does all that, and then walks out and starts apologizing to everyone.
Yeah.
And that's how the movie ends. Like, that's the final shot of the movie is him walking out of the bathroom and, like, apologizing to people and them not even
Like not caring at all.
not acknowledging him at all, which is really sad.
Yeah.
Super fucking sad. Also, I've heard some people, like Alan perhaps, that have said they don't like the fourth wall breaks when he talks to the audience, which at first I was caught off guard by that.
I was too.
Maddie also says when they're in the bar and she's like confessing everything and she's like, do you ever feel like your life isn't your life and that you're like narrating a TV show of your life and you're watching it happen in front of you?
Yeah.
That's what he was doing.
Yeah.
He was narrating his life for us like a TV show.
Yeah.
So even the things that like on first watch I didn't fully understand or like, everything on second watch sort of like came full circle and I was like, that's why they did that.
Yeah. I think
That was a thematic reason.
Yeah, I think it was also just to continue to try and make that like to show like how like fake that is. Like it doesn't feel like real life because it's not what his reality is.
Yeah.
And like he's telling himself, he's narrating his life, he's telling himself to do these things because in his head that's what he has to do. Mm-hmm. Or he's too afraid to do anything different.
It's sort of like what's that term when you like disassociate from yourself and it feels like you're watching your life in third person.
Oh, I don't know.
Logic has a song about that because he's dealt with it. I can remember the term. But it sounds like that's kind of what he feels like he's going through.
Yeah.
Let me see what else I got here. Yeah, on first watch, I was really confused with what was actually going on between the show and real life. And I noticed that there's a scene where, like, obviously the show is in this, like, 90s videotape 4:3 aspect ratio, and it's really easy to tell whenever you're watching the show because it's grainy and it looks like that. And there's a scene where Isabel in the show, her aspect ratio widens and the quality gets clearer, like she's now real. And then Owen's aspect ratio starts shrinking down into the 4:3 90s videotape aspect ratio, like he's becoming part of the show.
Yeah.
Which I just thought was insanity.
Yeah, that's fucking... You're nuts, dude.
Yeah.
Jane, you're fucking nuts. you're absolutely nuts.
Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on the chalk messages?
I don't. The only one I remember that stood out to me was the "There's still time," and the only thing I could think about that is like there's still time for him to change and accept who he is. Like, I feel like people will kind of get to a point where it's like, I've gone this long. There's no point in doing anything, but like you can, like it doesn't matter.
Yeah. My theory is that those were written by Maddie, trying to communicate with him, letting him know, like, it's not too late to transition.
Yeah.
And you can come with me / like come out.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I took it. Because it kind of set this up where, like, I guess the idea is that, I don't know, that Maddie and Owen may, like, connect on this weird, like, plane.
The astral plane.
The astral plane, yeah. I don't know.
I think it's just, like, obviously they're not reading each other's minds, but I think they're connected in a sense that they both feel the same way. Like, they both feel out of place, like they're not, like they were born as not who they're living is not who they're supposed to be, and they both need to, change and become who they want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Maddie's trying to bring him with her because she knows the agony that he's going to be in if he continues to just push everything down, and the sadness that he's going to feel.
Mm-hmm. Also noticed there's a couple times where they reference being buried alive in the movie, and that's how the finale of the show ends, with Isabel being buried alive. I think both of them.
Yeah.
Both of them get, like, literally buried alive with dirt, and that's what is happening to Owen and Maddie by them, like, living these other lives and being suffocated by that weight of everything being suppressed inside.
And, that's also how Maddie said she got back to the show. She paid a guy to bury her alive, which, she's trying to die, and she didn't get back to where she wanted to be until she busted out of the coffin, and then she was where she wanted to be.
Right. Yep. One thing I noticed was that when Owen's first watching the Pinko Pig as a 9th grader, 7th grader, he is the light reflecting off the TV is pink, reflecting onto his face, which is obviously the color for females. Mm-hmm. And when he's watching it during the finale, when it ends, the light reflecting off is blue.
Oh.
Which I think was like, when he was a kid and when he was watching it, pink is the feminine color. That's who he wants to be. And that's where he felt like himself. And then when the show ended, that was like his like feminine side sort of dying.
Yeah.
And become like being forced to assume this like masculine identity again.
Yeah. That's a really good catch. That was cool.
Thank you.
I did have a question though, since you've seen it twice. Mr. Melancholy, they say they feed them poison to like
Luna
make them
juice.
the Luna juice. And then that's what sends them into like do you think that the Luna juice represents something?
I haven't gotten that deep yet.
Okay.
With a lot of the stuff in the show. I'm not exactly sure. I noticed them cutting out their hearts. I don't know. I mean, the Luna Juice could be like media, like the show. I don't know.
The only thing I could think of is that like it's kind of representative of medication, because I feel like we have a tendency to like medicate anyone that's weird and different.
Loony.
Looney juice.
That's what
Now
they call people in like mental asylums.
Looney,
Loonies.
yeah, yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
That's that. I mean, that's just the first thing I could think of was that like, anytime someone's different or weird.
Put them on medication.
Yeah, they need to be on something to make them more normal instead of
point.
just like no, there's just that's who they are.
Yeah. Sometimes they need to be on medication.
Sometimes,
but most of the time, not.
Yeah. Sometimes there's some dangerous folk.
Yeah. Also, while you're bringing it up, the scene with Mr. Melancholy like coming to life was super creepy.
Dude, the effect on his face.
How the fuck did they do that? It looks like stop motion.
I know, it's the
like coolest, the way his skin is like crackling and like
growing and then
growing
going
and
back
retracting.
Oh my god.
It's fucking creepy.
How do you fucking put that up here, dude?
Yeah, how do you like if that's in your head, how do you explain that to someone like your costume designers and your set designers? Like, how do you explain that you want that on screen? Dude. And then his eyes being empty, like his eyes and his mouth are just black voids.
Yeah.
It looks so fucking... And then the voice that they used was like really weird too.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the scene's like ending, and he was like, and they don't even know that they're dying. Yeah. And then it fades to black, and then it fades back up, and his mouth is like stretching.
Yeah.
And then it fades to black again. And I was like, what the hell was that? What was that second little thing that you just put in there?
Killing you, dude.
It was creepy as shit though, because it's also like silent.
Yeah.
There's no sound while that's happening. Really unsettling. Really unsettling shit. I'd say that's the only scene in the movie that like creeps me out a little bit.
Yeah.
Is the Mr. Melancholy scene. But it's nothing like crazy like Sinister or Hereditary for me. But
yeah, no,
in terms of this movie, it's the creepiest scene to me.
Yeah.
But I am still trying to figure out Mr. Melancholy and like thematically what he means in the story, connecting like you said with the Luna juice and trying to piece all that together.
I feel like Mr. Melancholy is society, because his overall goal is to put the world in permanent night and control the world, and they want everyone to be a certain way and behave a certain way and act a certain way, and I feel like that's what he is. Did you put together that the two dudes when he initially was going to go meet Maddie was Marco and Polo?
Oh, the neighbors?
Yeah.
I didn't.
That's what I assumed. That's what that represented, because it was like the way that was set up when he watched the finale. It seemed like his stepdad was Mr. Melancholy, and then those two guys were Marco Polo.
Yeah, notice like when he walks in on his dad watching TV, and he doesn't acknowledge him at all. First of all, that shot's just like really creepy.
Yeah,
like him just watching him stare at the TV, but it looked like his face was like had like white powder on it or something.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell if it was just a reflection of the TV doing that, or if that was like how he actually was looking in that scene. But he kind of looked like how the neighbors looked.
Yeah.
But that's another thing. Like I don't know what that was about. Like those two neighbors standing there when he walks out of his house. Like I don't really know what was going on there.
Yeah. I mean, Yeah, it was weird. I kind of took it as his dad being Mr. Melancholy, and then like when he does have that fit and he like smashes his head into the TV, his dad comes and gets him, and he's not reacting to anything that Owen's saying. Mm-hmm. He's like rinsing his head off. He just pulls his head out, and his dad's face is just like a normal face.
Yeah.
And he's screaming like, "You're not my dad. This isn't my life." All these like horrible things, and like then he just like goes back to his room like nothing happened.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly some of the stuff.
Yeah.
That's so cool that I've seen it twice and I'm still like piecing everything together.
Yeah.
But my big revelation, I came up with a theory.
You've got the Da Vinci Code.
Do you have any ideas about the ice cream truck?
I have no ideas about the ice cream truck.
I have a theory. So I think the ice cream truck represents being basically non-binary. The ice cream man sells ice cream, and he gets sad in the winter because he can't sell ice cream anymore. And then the kids in the show tell him he should also sell soup. Instead of committing to just ice cream, he should do both. And the ice cream truck is green, which is the color that represents non-binary.
Like neutral stuff.
On the trans flag.
Oh,
green
okay.
represents non-binary. So I think that that's what the ice cream truck represents.
So that's crazy. So at the very beginning, the ice cream truck is parked like out in the street. Mm-hmm. And then it cuts to like the ice cream truck being full of like smoke.
Mm-hmm. Like pink smoke.
Yeah. So like Owen might be like not really falling any which way, and then when he's young it's got the pink smoke in it, like he's more feminine. Mm-hmm. Does it pop up again after that?
I know you see it in like sort of like a field area. I remember seeing some like tall grass or something.
Is it on fire at the end?
Like the shot of the soundtrack, like right here. This is like midway through the movie, I think. Early to mid, not towards the end.
For some reason I feel like it catches on fire at the end.
Well, the TV catches on fire. I don't think it does. I don't think it catches on fire, but I could be wrong. It could have.
No, that's good though. That's a good eye.
I don't know for sure, but
I
that's
didn't even
just
think
kind of
about like connecting the ice cream truck to anything.
Because they make such a point of the ice cream man
Of showing
in the show.
it, yeah.
So I've been trying to figure out like what he means, and I think that's my best guess.
Yeah, and then it kind of ties in with like the ice cream man being really scary when he was a kid, and like that thought of like being that way is like scary, and then
When he's older, he's like, oh, that's not scary at all.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Also, a small thing, but I didn't really get it. When Owen's like catching us up, and he's talking about, I'm gonna keep the house, and it's time I become a hardworking citizen, and blah blah blah. And then he says that he has a family now. We just don't see him.
That's what it seems like, yeah.
Because it seems like he's still lonely. Like he puts in the new TV, and then he's laying there alone watching streaming.
Yeah, and I think it's just because like he might have like all these things, but he's still suppressing that part of himself that like would fix that.
I just thought it was odd to say that you have a family and then not like reference them at all.
Yeah.
Not show them in any way. Just a little odd, I guess, to me.
Yeah. It seems like they just don't show it. But I do have something else. Speaking of family, when Owen's at the fair or the carnival, whatever it is, with his mom, and she's asking him how he feels because she has a cancer scare. That scene, like by the end of the movie, I feel like that scene is so much more heartbreaking because like his mom's the only person that he's really close with. She loves him, and she's like trying her best to connect with him and like find out like how he's feeling and see what's going on with him. And I don't know if he's too scared or if he doesn't want to burden her anymore since she's already, got this cancer stuff going on, but like he's just like dead silent, not really saying anything to her. Mm-hmm. And that's just so sad.
Also, Evan made a note of, he said that he thinks him spitting on the cotton candy was him rejecting masculinity.
Yeah.
Because the ice cream is blue, the cotton candy's blue.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty fucking smart.
Yeah.
I didn't really.
Who picked up on that?
Evan.
What the hell's going on, Evan?
Yeah.
Do you like the movie or do you not like the movie, Evan?
Evan loves the movie.
Oh, which one didn't like it?
Alan.
Oh, shit. Never mind.
Wow.
Evan's the guy. Alan's a goofball. Alan's messing around.
That's crazy disrespectful.
I couldn't remember which one you said.
But yeah, I thought that was a good shout because I think that's definitely what
Hell
that
yeah.
scene
Yeah,
was.
I think he hit the nail on the head with that.
What else did I notice that I wanted to talk about? Oh, I think the scene when he's walking through the school and they're writing with marker on the screen with all the episode titles and little remarks and stuff. I think that scene's awesome.
Yeah, I love it, dude.
I love how it works for the story too, because it's a way of quickly showing like how much time has passed and what Owen's been doing, how him and Maddie have been interacting.
Yeah.
But also giving you like little nuggets about the show, and because the show is also super connected to their story.
Yeah.
So the more you find out about the show, the more you know about them. So I loved that scene with the song and him walking through the school. Yeah. And also the very obvious him walking through school at like a slow pace. And then the second he gets through that hallway with all these bright pink and purple colors, he like speeds up and gets this like jolt in his step.
Yeah.
And he gets way more like energized walking through that section because the feminine colors. And,
There's also people are like walking past him, like not acknowledging him at all. Mm-hmm. And there's a part in that where like there's two goths like sitting on the floor, and he like tries to say hey to him, and they look at him like he's a fucking psycho for even like trying to talk to him. I was like, damn, that's sad, dude.
Yeah.
Don't be a jerk to him.
Yeah. Be nice to Owen.
Yeah.
Owen's a nice guy.
Yeah.
More thoughts. You got anything?
I don't think so. I think we talked about it. Oh, I guess we can talk about some stuff I don't understand still is what everything means to Maddie. We talked about that a little bit. But like we get I feel like it's pretty clear that Owen is having a hard time figuring out like who he is. But it seems like Maddie from pretty early on is pretty open about being a lesbian. At least she was with Owen. Maybe she's not with everyone else. But it seems like she's more okay with who she is than Owen is.
Right.
Or at least understands who she is more than Owen is.
Yeah. You asked me like what I didn't like about it, and there's not much, but if I had to pick something, I think it would be I wish we knew more about Maddie's character and like her struggle, because I was talking about how I think the movie's about how we insert ourselves into media to help deal with our problems. And other than the line when she says, if my stepdad finds you, he'll break my nose again. I do love that line, and I love how subtly it gives you backstory into her character and her life.
Yeah.
But other than that, you don't get really too much insight into who she is and what she's dealing with. Yeah. Unless that's just like we're supposed to assume that's her main problem is like her home life.
Well, there's one more thing, and I thought about it just now, but it's he asks about that girl she used to hang out with, and she says that she like went and told everyone that she tried to touch her boob, and it's pretty clear that Maddie is also like a loner and outcast in the school. Mm-hmm. So she's rejected because of her sexuality, it seems.
That's a fair point.
So there's that, and then there's the family problems at home.
Right. I just wish we would have gotten a little more time with her because she's basically just a teacher character for the narrative. Mm-hmm. She shows Owen all of this stuff and explains everything to Owen. And we know a lot about him and his struggles and what he wants and what he's doing. And I just wish that we knew a little more about her because it's a little harder to get like super connected to her character.
Yeah.
Because she is like openly gay, so she doesn't really deal with the thing that Owen's dealing with.
Yeah, the suppression.
Right. And like you said, it seems like Owen's struggling because he hasn't come out, and she's struggling because she has come out.
Yeah. Which
I guess is like does make a lot of sense because people who that's a big reason why a lot of people are afraid to come out because they don't want people to treat them like shit.
Yeah.
Because gay people, believe it or not treated the best.
You don't say.
They're not. That's one of the main like arguments for what gay people say when someone says people are born gay. He says like gay people are like, why would anyone choose to be born gay when you're choosing to be an outcast and be treated like shit by literally everyone?
Yeah.
No one would choose to do that.
Yeah.
And by the way, not to get political, but this whole "you're born gay" thing is like, come on. It's like I don't want to get political.
Yeah,
but
I'm
like,
not gonna dive. I'm not gonna dive into it. I don't want to.
I'll just say this: I didn't have to decide that I liked women. I just like women. You're just born that way.
Fucking had that dog in you from day one, dude.
That's just say you didn't have to decide like, let me check true or false for liking men.
All right, let's flip this coin.
Yeah,
see where she lands.
You didn't choose to like women. You just naturally like women. You just see a beautiful woman and you're like, man, she is attractive. You see a beautiful man, jokes aside, you're just like, oh, nice. Like you're not interested in him. You can respect a fellow attractive man and say, you got it going on, buddy.
Not a fellow attractive man. I'm not an attractive man. I can respect a fellow man who is attractive. Separate myself a little bit from that guy.
Yeah.
I'm not Brad Pitt, dude.
Yeah.
I'm down in the pit. I'm a worker class man.
I'm a lot more closer to Pitt than I am Brad. What were we talking about?
Maddie being like outcast because she came out.
Yeah, I think that does make a lot of sense. It makes more sense.
You.
It makes more sense for one person to struggle with coming out and one person to struggle that they have come out and they're dealing with the consequences of it.
Yeah.
Versus just having two people dealing with the same thing.
Yeah.
It does make sense. I don't know. I wish maybe they gave it a little more screen time and like fleshed it out a little bit more.
Yeah. And I mean, the movie still doesn't quite tell you that Maddie is openly gay because she denies the allegations she tried to touch her boob.
I mean, probably just because she didn't.
I mean, it could be because she didn't, or like maybe Owen's the only person she's like trusted that to when she says, I like girls.
Yeah. I guess that could be true.
I lean more towards, like, based on her personality, I think she's probably just openly gay. Mm-hmm. But
she doesn't seem like she really gives a fuck.
Yeah.
But she does care a lot about the tit rumor.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think high school is the age where, like, people will tell rumors about other people just to make themselves look cooler. Or if you're hanging out with new people, like cool people, and they're like, oh, you used to hang out with her, and you'll like make it sound like you weren't that close and like, oh, she's weird, she touched my tit and all that stuff. I feel like that's just probably what happened.
Yeah.
Was like they drifted apart and her friend started hanging out with different people and like kind of rejected her to make herself seem
to
cooler,
fit in more, yeah.
To fit in more, yeah. That's just kind of how I saw it. But you're right. I mean, I guess she isn't. I guess they never say she's openly gay. She just assumes that Owen knows that.
Yeah.
Because they're friends. But I love his reaction when she says, like, "What about you? Do you like girls?"
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, boys. He's like,
I think I like TV shows.
I think I like TV shows.
Yeah.
That's fucking real, right
Yeah,
there.
dude.
That's fucking.
Just trying to
right
connect
there.
with a fellow human being, dude. Let's calm down. I just want to hang out.
It's like when you go to like a family reunion and they're like, "What? You don't have a girlfriend? Or your uncle or something?"
Oh
like,
God, dude, the asshole uncle.
Man. Yeah.
That's the best.
You're like, I like TV shows. That's what I like.
Yeah.
How about fuck off?
Girlfriend. I'm more of a have a good time kind of guy.
More of save my money and buy
Yeah.
movies with it. Type
More
of guy.
do whatever the fuck I want kind of guy. Dude. I don't need one of those.
I want to talk about it a little bit more, but it has been like 40 minutes of TV Glow Yap, so I don't know if I have much else to say.
Yeah, I feel like we've touched on everything. The only thing that I feel like Mr. Melancholy Society, I don't really know what Marco and Polo are supposed to be. I feel like the way Marco and Polo look is important, though.
Don't they sort of look like moons? Like
Well,
half moons?
They look like they look like half moons, but they're like they have women bodies. And like then their heads have like beards and like goblin heads. I feel like that's important for some reason.
Right.
But I haven't been able to patch that together. I haven't been able to connect that with anything.
Right.
What Marco and Polo means. I'm not 100% on the Luna juice. I feel like they focused on the fact that their hearts were in an industrial freezer a lot.
That could be like a jab at like, corporate
Maybe.
stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I gave it a 4.5. I just think it's so interesting. I love thinking about it, trying to connect all the dots. I think that there's enough there to figure everything out. It just will take a while.
Yeah.
Because I already, a second watch, like, handled a lot of it.
Yeah.
Now I'm just kind of almost nitpicking, like, at everything. But I love the visuals. I love the score. I love the overall vibe of it. And I love what it means. And I feel like even if it's not something like I can fully relate to in terms of its themes, I'm glad that it exists for the people that are going through that. And I feel like it could help a lot of people.
Oh, I'm glad you said something about that, because that's something that I wanted to talk about, was how inclusive it is. For like the movie, in my opinion, is dealing with a lot of like gender identity problems and struggling with your sexuality. But even if you're not having those problems, I feel like a lot of people can see a movie about the main idea is about I could be living a different life that could be better. Mm-hmm. I feel like people have that doubt in them about anything about yourself in life. I could be like, am I really supposed to be at this job? Am I doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing? Mm-hmm. Am I as happy as I can be? Like,
that scene at the end of him in the fun zone party room, like, that can apply to literally anything.
Yeah.
Like, you feel like you chose the wrong job. You feel like you chose the wrong, like, person to marry or something along those lines. Like, you can attach any sort of problem to that scene and really connect with it. Yeah. Just the movie in general, I feel like can almost just loneliness can connect you to that movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just forget all the gender identity stuff. Just if you're like a lonely person, I feel like you'll be able to connect a lot with it.
Yeah.
And like we said earlier, the fact that we don't deal with any of the gender identity problems and still connect with the movie so much is really something to applaud.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
That's really fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Because
when I watch a movie about like drugs, like Trainspotting or Requiem for a Dream, I always don't enjoy them. And my review is always, I don't like drug movies. Like I don't do drugs. I don't relate to that struggle. I don't find it interesting, and I hate watching them.
Yeah.
Like this could have so easily been that. Like,
yeah.
I don't relate to gender identity problems, so I didn't connect with it very much.
Yeah.
But that's not at all the experience I have watching it.
Yeah. And it's such a really complicated human emotion, and they've portrayed it in such a creative way. Mm-hmm. And I fucking love shit like that. And anytime you can just take something like loneliness or, some kind of internal struggle and present it in a way that is really creative and fresh, mm-hmm. it always, that's fucking awesome. Yeah. That's badass.
Yeah, this has me super excited to see what Jane's got cooking up next. Yeah. Because they obviously have, this visual style.
Yes.
With these neon colors. And they always tackle something really deep. Some idea that's really deep. Yeah. And important. And doing it in a interesting way that entertains you at the same time. Yeah. So that's just fucking awesome. Yeah. I mean, I can't wait.
Keep up the good fucking work, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Alex G, keep being the G.
Keep him on the payroll.
keep it rolling, dude.
Yeah. Also, a Phoebe Bridgers cameo. Hell yeah. I don't know if you know who that is.
But, I don't. Yeah. But I'm just agreeing with you. Yeah. I trust you. Yeah, you say it's Phoebe Bridges, it's Phoebe Bridges.
Bridgers.
Yeah,
she's a singer.
Oh, wait. She was married to someone.
Well, she's dating Bo Burnham.
That's what it was. She's dating Bo Burnham.
Yeah. Anyways, I think that's all for TV Glow. Hopefully, I'm not forgetting anything I wanted to say. I don't think I am, but...
Did you get it through all your notes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mainly wanted to talk about the ending stuff and the general aspect of the movie. So I think we got it all.
Right. I think we did. So we'll go ahead and get into our top 10 A24 movies, which have changed a lot. I hadn't looked at my A24 list in 2 years, so I had to rearrange some things. You want me to go first?
Yes, because I'm gonna go ahead and give you a little tidbit here. Along with not having,
dude, you're the best.
No, listen. Along with not having my trivia ready, I got my list ready, and I realized I hadn't included TV Glow in my A24 list.
So what's the problem? You put it in and you move.
Yeah, move everything down. I have to do that now. I didn't do that when I made my list.
You know where you're putting it.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying I'm actively doing that while we're doing the podcast about TV Glow instead of having it ready. I thought it was fun. I thought it was funny.
You being unprofessional is not funny, believe it or not.
Go start.
Peacemaker. What a joke.
What a joke.
My number 10's Uncut Gems. Sorry, Alan. At least it's in my top 10.
That's, yeah.
We're seeing it Wednesday in IMAX, so that's cool.
Hopefully I like it more.
Yeah, you should.
Because I've never really been too big on Uncut Gems for some reason.
Uncut Gems is one of those, sort of how I said some movies are puzzles to be figured out that I enjoy trying to figure out. Uncut Gems is just a roller coaster of paranoia and anxiety. And I appreciate it just for being that. And some people, probably don't like that feeling and don't want to watch a movie that stresses them out. But I can appreciate that. It's the same way with Good Time. Yeah. The Safdies just make these anxiety fucking 150 mile an hour thrillers. Yeah. I remember my first time watching Uncut Gems, like the final scene. I don't know if it's the final scene, but like the climax, my heart was beating out of my chest, and I'm hoping that happens again.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, it's awesome. Adam Sandler is amazing. I love the score. The visuals are great. Great little like side performances by Lakeith and Kevin Garnett, Julia Fox, that other lady. I don't know how to say her name. His wife. But yeah, I really enjoy it. I've only seen it once.
Same here.
So I saw it in that's funny. I saw it in theaters, and then I'm about to see it in theaters again 5 years later.
That's how you do it,
the
dude.
2 times
That's
I've
how
seen
you
it.
do it.
Yeah. But got it at a 4.5, and that's my number 10.
My number 10, and you're probably not gonna like this, but it's The Green Knight.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not huge on that. That's my number 22.
Oh fuck.
But hey, what do you say? What you need to say?
It's a. I'll say my list isn't like I made it pretty quick, but I still think, I mean, it's going to be way higher than 22 on my list. Like the visuals for Green Knight are amazing. I am a Dev fucking stan.
Okay. Well, I am too.
I mean, I think he's a cool guy. Sue me. But I also really like the I like the story to it. I like all the cum. So you eat some cum in it.
Is there cum?
There is cum.
There's cum in The Green Knight?
There's cum in The Green Knight, yeah. He goes to Joel's house, and then Joel's wife jerks him off.
Oh, okay, so I'm gonna have to rewatch this.
Yeah, get ready to move it from 22, dude.
I wasn't aware there was cum.
Yeah,
I would have bumped it up.
No, I think I really want to rewatch it, but I remember like really enjoying it and like wanting to dive deeper into the lore of like, you know, what the Green Knight was and all that stuff, because I think it's an actual story too.
That is something that I would rewatch though and see if it goes up for me, because that's very divisive.
Yeah,
I just remember it really disappointing me. The visuals are great and I love Dev Patel, but the actual story I just thought was super weird and like felt kind of unfocused.
Yeah,
and all over the place. And then the ending is like not super climactic from what I remember. But I'll rewatch it. We'll see what happens.
I think if I remember right, the general story was like needing to like have a legacy as good as like other people, because he's like trying to prove himself, and like King Arthur's there, like all these people with these big accomplishments, and he doesn't have anything.
And all he's doing is getting jerked off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think that's a cool idea.
Yeah, and I love the way the Green Knight looks.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. My number 9 is the Iron Claw.
Ooh.
This movie's the reason I've had Tom Sawyer on my Spotify for the last 8 months.
Oh my god, dude.
Every time I go into the gym, I just think about that scene of them walking out. Zac Efron was snubbed of an Oscar. At least a nomination.
Yeah.
Maybe not a win, but at least a nomination for the Iron Claw. The whole cast is so good. I love that like 70s, 80s aesthetic that it has with like the film grain and the like aspect ratio, and the color looks great. It's such an emotional story that even though it's sad, I still just enjoy watching it so much because I love the characters and the performances.
Yeah.
But that just really makes it rip your heart out towards the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have an episode on the Iron, like talking about the Iron Claw. So
Yeah.
I watched it twice in theaters. It's a 4.5 for me, and that's my number 9.
It's my number 9 as well.
Yep.
When you fucking me and you, dude.
Pretty awesome.
We're on it. Yeah, I love the movie. It is really, really sad though.
Yeah.
And
that makes me cry.
Yeah, that fucking bawling my eyes out, dude.
Yeah. I wish I could say like a line that makes me cry, but it's spoilers.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I can't.
I know the line you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's rough.
It's
But yeah, we love the Iron Claw, dude.
yeah. In this household, the Iron Claw's a hero.
Yeah.
In the story. Oh, by the way, if you guys haven't seen the TikToks this guy's making of medieval live streams, you should look them up because they're the funniest shit I've seen on TikTok in a while. It's this guy pretending to be on TikTok live in medieval times. So he's like in his field, like with cabbage, and they're like, the chat says, "Can we get a cabbage bread?" And he's like, "Can we get a cabbage?" Sure. And then he spreads the cabbage, and then Fergus is in the chat talking shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Your fields look pretty barren," and he's like, "Well, that's rich, Fergus, because I heard you weren't very fertile in your fields or in your loins. But those are just the rumors." And then people were dropping diss melodies.
Yeah, he's like, "Have you heard the new diss melody?" He's like, "Fergus dropped a diss melody?" And he's like, play the new diss melody. And it's like, the guy's like, "I saw thy maiden, she looked peculiar." He was like, "God, me and Gord are gonna have to get in the cauldron and make something."
"I just acquired new chains from my jeweler." Dude, fucking.
It's so funny, dude.
Oh, Gord chased a rat into the woods, and that was yesterday.
Someone was talking about like Gort the surf of the year, and they were like, "Have we actually ever seen Gort do any real work?"
Gord, did you just send me 2 of my own turnips? Are those from our fields? Get back in the fields, Gord.
Oh, thanks for the wheel of cheese, Fergus.
Guys, that spell is not even in my spell book. I don't know why I said it.
No, I'm in the dungeon.
Party at the tavern tonight? I don't think so.
Good luck with the skirmish. Those walls are impenetrable. Yeah, that's what I thought till they left the front door open. Rookie mistake.
Oh, how much horsepower? 2. Anyways,
God.
I don't know the account's name, but just look up medieval live stream on TikTok. It's so fucking fun.
Yeah,
There's like
I love
23 of them.
Yeah,
And they're so fucking
they
good.
got some deep lore to it, dude.
Dude, they have some crazy lore. Dude. Lady Gwendolyn.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, check that out. My number 8 is The Witch.
Ooh. I like that. Like it.
Eggman doesn't miss. Master of immersing you into an environment. The cinematography is absolutely gorgeous. I love the score, performances. I feel like I'm there. I feel like I'm there in 1800s New England.
Yeah.
When I'm watching that. The peekaboo scene is some of the creepiest shit I've seen.
Yep.
And I'm not gonna do my Black Phillip impression.
It's too
One
scary.
time was too many.
Yeah.
So
Too much.
I'm not gonna do it. If you guys want to hear that, go listen to our top 10 horror movies episode.
If he does it 3 times in a row, though, like, we're cursed.
Beetlejuice is showing up.
Yeah,
if I
the
do it
juice
3
is
times.
loose.
Oh god, I'm gonna have to redo that one day.
Hit it.
Oh god,
Have you not refined
How
it?
are you on the spot? You're gonna make me do this?
I thought you've been working on it.
My worst impression of all time.
I thought you've been working
and you're
on it,
making
dude.
me do it on the spot.
You made a big deal about it. You're like, I'm gonna redeem myself, and it's been a while.
I can try.
Okay.
I can try. The juice is loose.
That was way better.
That's better?
That was miles and bounds better, dude.
Okay.
That was
Good.
you hit the cauldron and you cooked that one up. That was really
And then
good.
the cauldron.
That was really good. That was really
All
good.
right. What's your number 8?
My number 8 is TV Glow.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Obviously I don't need to meet right TV Glow anymore. It's sick as hell. And again, it might shift on my list, but it really moved me. It made me feel a lot of things. Didn't like the things that I felt, but
Regardless, made you feel things.
it made me feel things, which
For
is
better or
really
worse.
Yeah, it's really important to me. If I leave a movie with like a very strong emotion, I'm like, that was fucking good.
Yeah. When you watch a bad movie, you feel nothing.
Yeah.
You can't watch a bad movie and it'll move you emotionally or if you get chills during a scene or something. Like, that's not going to happen in a bad movie.
Yeah.
My number 7 is After Sun.
Ooh, that's lower than I thought.
Perhaps a wee bit low, but it's something that, like, when it first came out, I thought it was a masterpiece and I gave it a 5-star. And it's not that I don't feel that way now, but I watched it once and haven't rewatched it. And the other stuff on this list that are higher, I would rather rewatch. That's kind of the only reason. I think it's one of the best directorial debuts I've seen. I love Paul Mescal's performance. Still can't believe they nominated him for it. That just seems like something the Academy would never do.
Yeah.
And they did it, which is awesome. And Frankie Corio is great. I can't wait to see what Charlotte Wells is doing next. I don't think there's been like any news about what she's doing next, but yeah, love After Sun.
Heck yeah.
It ruined that song for me though.
Oh, Under Pressure?
Under Pressure, it ruined it. So
completely.
Fuck Charlotte Wells actually.
Yeah,
I used to like that song.
You killed me. You killed a piece of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. My number 7 is After Sun 2.
Oh.
And I thought you would give me shit about having it so low.
No.
But yeah, I would rather rewatch the other movies on my list more. I think it's an incredible movie. I have it a 5-star.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just the other movies are something I would pick up and throw in the old chamber more often.
Yeah. Same exact thoughts.
Yeah.
My number 6 used to be my number 1. But times have changed. And my number 6 is Moonlight. Sounds crazy. Especially when you see what I have above it. But it's kind of just another one of those, like, I watched it once and I still think on a technical level it may be A24's best movie. But in terms of what I favor and what interests me the most and what I'd rather rewatch the most, there's just a couple things I have above it. But it's absolutely a masterpiece. And it's really hard for me to agree that a movie should have beat La La Land at the Oscars for Best Picture.
Yeah.
And this is about the only movie that could have done that. That could have made me agree.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd still pick La La Land. I just prefer that movie. But
yeah.
I'm not mad at all about Moonlight winning.
Yeah.
It's definitely
what
deserving
a
of
tough
it.
spot to be in as like a judge
Yeah.
to have those two movies sat in front of you. You're like, God dang,
Yeah.
dude, what the
One of y'all couldn't have came out next year?
Yeah, hide this one.
Yeah.
Don't let me see it.
I think the 17 winner was pretty shitty from what I remember. Oh, I can't remember who won that year. 15 was Spotlight, so both of those should have definitely beat Spotlight if it came out a year earlier. Anyways,
Yeah.
That's all hearsay. Yeah, Moonlight's awesome. I love its use of color. I love the character of Chiron and how Barry Jenkins decided to tell the story and tell it very visually too. Mm-hmm. And I just think it's a masterwork. So.
Yep, I have it a 5-star. It is also my next movie on my list.
6?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to line up like this.
Is that 4 in a row that we've had the exact same?
What did we had Moonlight.
Oh, 9 was your 10?
My 10 was
Green
Green
Knight?
Knight, yeah.
Okay, so 9 Iron Claw, 8 Witch, 7 After Sun,
I didn't
6
have
Moonlight?
Witch on mine.
Oh.
Yeah.
What'd you have at 8?
I had TV Glow at 8, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Moonlight. I thought you would make fun of me for having Moonlight lower down too. Mm-hmm. All these movies that we're getting into now are all 5 stars. I think they're perfect movies. But I got down to brass tacks and I was like, which one do I enjoy more? And Moonlight is kind of sad, and I typically don't like feeling sad. So there's just a couple movies that I put above it that I think I enjoy more, or I feel I just like more. Mm-hmm. Like I feel a little bit happier watching them.
Right. I get that for sure. My number 5 is I Saw the TV Glow.
Hell yeah.
Officially in my top 5. Which is pretty nerds.
Yeah.
Pretty insane. We just kind of talked about it for a good amount of time, so I don't think I need to explain what I like about it. But I think this just proves that it is an eminent 5-star.
Oh yeah.
It's just got to be. I just think it's so interesting, and just like on a visual level, I just feel like it's going to be something I put on when I go to bed a lot, just because of the music.
Oh
and,
yeah.
Like the vibes.
No, I don't hate it, dude. I don't hate it. Like George said he thought it was the best A24 movie ever made. And
not the craziest thing to say.
Yeah, it's really not.
I mean, I only have 4 above it. So
yeah, just not a lot of, and it's all, like I said, this top tier of the list, the top 10 are like, a lot of them are 5 stars anyway. A lot of them are perfect movies. So
yeah, I mean, A24 is a pretty solid company.
Yeah,
so we're not ranking Blumhouse here.
Yeah. Is that all you wanted to say?
Yeah.
My number 5 is Everything Everywhere.
Oh.
Yeah, really like that movie. It's really fun. It's really fun. It's really heartfelt. I loved it when it came out. I loved how well received it was, how much people talked about it, and how it was, such a building of a movie. Mm-hmm. Like, people coming together and love kind of finding its way to people. So I enjoy that message.
So you don't have The Witch on your list.
It was technically it's the same exact score. It was like right behind The Green Knight. It's the same exact score.
There was a very obvious choice between those two, but hey, my name's Paul. It
probably should be The Witch, but I feel like if I would rewatch The Green Knight, I'll stand firm.
No. You may like it, but no way it's better than The Witch.
Probably not.
Everything Everywhere was my number 11. Got just pushed out. My number 4 is Good Time.
My number 4 is Good Time.
Got a poster on the wall right there.
I mean, he's in the fucking bottle, dude.
Yeah.
He's in the goddamn bottle.
That bottle Good Time poster is like one of my favorite posters of all time.
It's so sick.
It's so fucking cool. Dude.
It's awesome.
I wish they made more movie posters like that.
I know. Yeah.
I love Good Time. It's the same things I said about Uncut Gems, but just like a little more up my alley. I just like the visuals a little better. I like the setting a little better. I think both of the movies have a good sense of humor to them.
Yeah.
I like when he says he's going to go shit in this guy's house.
Yeah.
Dude, I always get them mixed up. I think it's Benny. Yeah. Benny Safdie is amazing in the movie.
Oh my God.
Like you would think he is like some crazy A-list Oscar nominated actor by his performance. But it's when I first watched this movie, I just thought I didn't know who that was. I didn't know who Benny Safdie was.
Yeah.
I just thought they got a mentally disabled person to act. Like,
yeah.
I thought it wasn't a performance really, and they just got a guy like that.
Yeah.
It is such a good performance, and it's so sad. That like his character is so sad.
Yeah. I prefer Good Time a good amount over Uncut Gems. Just because of the way the story is set up, it seems more interesting to me.
Well, I know what you're saying, because Good Time is more of like it's sort of in the character's head, it's sort of like a rescue movie.
Yeah.
And Uncut Gems is just like, this guy's a fucking moron.
Yeah.
Like he can't help himself.
Yeah.
Like he's making bad decision after bad decision for no reason, when in Good Time it's sort of like he is making bad decisions, but he's doing it for the right idea.
He thinks he's doing the right thing.
He thinks he's doing the right. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like he thinks he's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Which I guess Howard does too, but
I don't know.
Yeah, it just feels more sympathetic.
Yeah.
Good Time.
Yeah.
And Uncut Gems, it's more like, come on, man. Like, get a grip. Yeah, get a grip.
Yeah.
But yeah, Good Time I definitely prefer between those two. I want to rewatch it soon. Probably once I see Uncut Gems in theaters, I'll have to watch Good Time soon.
You gotta hit it with the double stress-inducing panic attack.
Yeah. That's my number 4.
Heck yeah.
That was yours too, right?
Yeah.
Top
3 now.
No, we have the same top 3, but I don't know if we have the same order. I think we do.
I think we have the same order.
My number 3 is Lady Bird.
Lady Bird.
Yep. It was a name given to me by me.
Oh shit! What was that dumb thing that Tim said about Vietnam?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, dude, he said something like he thought he was being really deep and like cool, and everyone was like, "Yeah," it was the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I don't remember that one.
Dang. I wish I could remember.
I love the scene when she's like trying to act cool around Kyle, and and she says something like sort of embarrassing, and then he's like, "Don't worry, I won't tell anybody." And he's like, "Yeah, I know you won't, because I'd murder your whole fucking family." And he gets so weirded out. Like, she went way overboard trying to be all edgy and stuff. Yeah. It's so funny.
Oh, dude, yeah. His character's really funny.
Yeah. So, me and Alex were having a discussion about Lady Bird last week because he doesn't get the hype. I think he has it at a 3, and he doesn't understand why people think it's any different than any other like standard coming of age movie. And the best way I can describe it is how realistic it feels.
Yeah.
And how realistic the dialogue feels, and how the characters aren't perfect. And the main character in the movie is like kind of a brat.
Yeah.
For a good portion of it, because she's a teenager, and that's how teenagers are. And she thinks she knows everything. She thinks she knows what she wants, and she kind of treats people like shit. And throughout the movie, she has an arc where she starts to appreciate more about her life and things that she used to see as like an
negative
annoyance. Yeah. Now she appreciates.
Yeah.
And I think it's shot really well too. It looks great. I think the pacing is like some of the best I've ever seen. The story flies by. I love the relationship with her and her mom, how they argue all the time, and how much she hates Sacramento. I love her relationship with Lucas Hedges. I think that dynamic is just so sweet.
That sequence behind at the restaurant, so good.
Yeah,
Lucas was popping off, dude.
Yeah, it's also funny. The whole movie's funny because Lady Bird's so like such a dick, kind of. And I think she made a joke about the two. I don't know who her brother, like adopted brother, and his girlfriend.
Yeah.
I think that's who they are. I think he makes a joke about them. That's really funny. But I love the relationship with her dad, and God, yeah. I think Alex said it also made him mad that a big portion of the movie was like talking about the struggles she had because she was kind of poor.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, but she's like upper middle class, so that doesn't make sense. I was like, I don't think I'd consider them upper middle class. They're like struggling to pay the bills, and they can't send her to the school that she wants to go to, and that's part of the reason she's like so upset with them.
Yeah.
Because she wants to go far away for school, and she can't. And her dad gets fired, and like is embarrassed about it, and embarrassed that she tells him to drop her off at school, like far away from the school, so no one can see her dad dropping her off.
Yeah.
Which like makes him feel really bad. I just don't think like I never really think about the money aspect when I think about Lady Bird.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't remember that being like a big part of it.
It is a part of the story, but it's not like the reason the movie's good. And I don't think you have to be poor to like relate to Lady Bird. I don't think that's the idea.
Yeah.
I just think it's incredible filmmaking that feels super real.
Yeah.
And has very layered characters where not everyone's just like a good person or a bad person, and it's all very complex.
Yeah, no, I agree 100% because there's a lot of coming of age movies where something big and dramatic happens, like someone will have an affair or someone will die or something will happen that like is a more, it's like showing an emotion at its highest level so that you can get it. But everything in Lady Bird is a lot more subtle.
Right.
It's a lot more like there are like kids who are trying to like be cool to their friends and tell their parents like, hey, they don't want their parents like involved in their life anymore, and that's like that doesn't feel the best for the parent.
Yeah. And they don't have these like caricature of characters that just push the story along.
Yeah.
Like how a lot of people probably would have made Kyle like the bad guy and made him like this douchey frat boy that like takes advantage of her and is a dick, and the typical like stereotype you see in movies. And Lady Bird, like Kyle's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Like he's sort of a womanizer and like doesn't really want relationships or anything. He sleeps around and he does whatever he wants, but like he's not a bad person.
Yeah.
And he's a sweet guy.
He's kind of dumb.
He's kind of stupid. He thinks he's smart with like he reads books and stuff and thinks he's smart, but like I just thought that was so sweet too, how I feel like so many people would have made him that certain stereotype that you see in coming of age movies.
Yeah.
And even he was like a layered character, and and you don't like hate Kyle at the end of that movie.
Yeah.
Like they're not right for each other, and that's not what she's looking for, but he's not a bad person either. So I love Lady Bird.
Yeah.
So that's my number 3.
Heck yeah.
My number 2 is
The Lighthouse.
The Lighthouse.
Yep. Double the cum in The Lighthouse.
Yep. You're fond of me, Lobster.
Yeah.
I seen it. I know you're fond of me, Lobster. And if I tell you to swab the poop deck till it shines like a sperm whale's pecker, then by God, you'll do it.
Hark, Winslow!
Hark, Triton!
Yeah, dude. Sailor talk. I mean...
Damn ye!
Damn ye.
Bad luck to kill a seabird.
Why'd you spill your beans?
Why'd you spill your beans?
Dude, The Lighthouse is...
It's
so much fun, and it's not supposed to be fun, but it's really fun.
I don't even really like... The Lighthouse is one of those really weird, doesn't explain everything movies. But honestly, I don't even care to know. I just love watching it. Yeah. I just watch it as two guys going crazy in a lighthouse, and I have a blast.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to know all the metaphors that the movie's trying to say. It's there if you want. If you want to research it and dive deep, there's shit to do.
Yeah.
But I don't even really care to be honest. Like, I just have such a good time with these two just powerhouse performances by Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
And I think it's hilarious, and I love... That's just a fucking cozy movie, dude.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
You can put that on when you go to bed, and you're out like a light. Dude, you hear a couple cracks of thunder and like a seagull, and you're like, I'm out.
Yeah. They're eating dinner with like one lantern in the middle of a pitch black room.
Yeah.
And you hear the waves crashing and stuff.
Yeah. And and you hear like the wood like creaking and and the wind hitting the side of the lighthouse.
Oh my god.
But that lantern on the table was like blindingly bright because of the film that they had. The black and white film they were using like had a super low exposure.
Yeah.
So you had to make the lights way brighter than they should be for it to like even out in the film and be like the proper lighting. So they like couldn't see. Like they had this fucking sun in front of them while they were filming this dinner scene. And I love there's a great behind the scenes like 40-minute documentary on the Lighthouse that I love. But yeah, I bought the special edition Lighthouse 4K like book thing. Because that was just I had to.
Yeah, gotta have it, dude.
I mean, it's bad luck to kill a seabird.
Yeah.
But I do get why people don't like it. Like, I can see it just not being for some people.
Like it's not a movie I recommend to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I love it.
There's some movies I see a low grade and I'm like, dude, you're crazy.
Yeah.
When I see a low grade for The Nice Guys, I think you're a psycho.
Yeah.
I don't think you know what a good movie is. But The Lighthouse, it makes sense. Like, I'm not gonna fault you there.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be for a specific person. And I'm that specific person.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
I love
what
it.
a fucking awesome shit, dude.
Yeah. I love Thomas walking him around like a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get up, dog.
You goddamn farts.
Dude, he was ripping ass like crazy. Oh, God.
I love it.
It's just two crazy, horny guys.
Dude, that's the dream. Being stuck in a lighthouse with your boy.
We're pretty
jerking
close.
off. We just need the lighthouse.
We need the light, and we need a little mermaid figurine to jerk off to.
That's about it. We need a blinding lantern,
Yeah.
and then we can start dancing.
Yeah.
And, like, singing show tunes.
And, like, almost kiss.
But maybe this time we, like, actually do it.
Maybe we don't get into the fight.
Yeah. We stay good buddies.
Yeah.
My number 1 is Hereditary.
Yep.
I hate to say it, but I kind of regret seeing Inception over Hereditary in theaters. Not that I had a bad time during Inception, but it's more so I've seen it so many times
Yeah.
that I feel like I should have watched Hereditary in IMAX. And Alan told me that I should, so now I'm like setting myself up to get fucked by him.
Damn.
But
Exposing yourself in front of Alan.
yeah,
dude?
yeah, I probably should have seen Hereditary.
You know what? Alan's right, because I saw Inception in theaters when it first came out. I've seen it a ton of times, but I don't think I saw Hereditary when it came out.
I definitely didn't.
Yeah, I'm pretty
'Cause
sure
I watched
that,
it at home for the first time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I like saw the trailer for it, and for
Now
some
that-
reason I wasn't interested in it.
I
based on the
don't
trailer.
understand why we didn't see it though.
I don't know why
because
either.
That was at the time where we were watching horror movies. Like any new horror movie in theaters, we saw.
Yeah.
Because the year before that, we saw The Bye Bye Man. So like we were seeing horror movies.
Yeah, we were seeing good stuff.
It's not like I was scared of them. Like I
Yeah.
was seeing horror movies, and the reviews for Hereditary. I remember the marketing saying it was the scariest movie ever made, and it's
Yeah.
scarier than The Exorcist. So I have no clue, unless we just thought it would be too scary, which I don't think would be the case.
I think I was just dumb, and I thought it was gonna be like, well, I do remember seeing the little girl and like clicking her tongue and stuff, and I remember thinking that was cool, but I was worried that there would be a bad thing that happened to the little girl, and I was like, I don't want to see something bad happen to the little girl.
Yeesh.
That's why I didn't watch Orphan for the longest time. I was like, I don't want to see bad things happen to kids. And then I watched Orphan and nothing terrible really happened.
That actually kind of took you for a spin.
It did. It fucking threw me through a loop.
Yeah.
But I was like, horror movie involving kids, red flag. And the flag still waves, dude. It's
Yeah.
still up there.
Yeah. Dude, Ari doesn't give a fuck.
No.
Like your first movie, spoilers for Hereditary. You're decapitating a child. That's you finally got a budget to make a real movie, and that's what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts.
All right, now it's time to cast
fucking
the
test the
adolescent?
water first? How about dip your toe in before you start decapitating orphans?
Yeah. Who do you want for the little girl? it doesn't matter. She's gonna have her head torn off in a little bit anyway. Like, God damn, Ari! Holy shit!
Let me see what your neck shape is.
We really all need from your feet up to, your, to your neck.
Yeah. We talked about Hereditary a lot in our top 10 horror movies of all time list. So you can check that episode if you want more thoughts. But one of the scariest movies I've ever seen, that and Sinister. I'll keep saying it. I'll say it till the lights go out. Fucking Hereditary and Sinister, the only movies I think are scary. Incredible filmmaking by Ari Aster. I love the miniature things that he did with Toni Collette's character. I love what he did with lighting. I think that the way he lights a lot of the scenes make it really scary. I love the end. I love the guy in the closet. I think that that's creepy as shit.
I mean, you defer on the guy in the closet, but
Yeah.
I've started to kind of come around to the idea of a naked man being intimidating.
Yep, because it is intimidating. And I love the score, and I think that there's so much to like pick up on rewatch. It's not your standard horror movie of like, oh, someone gets possessed and they try to kill people.
Yeah,
There's a lot more to it that you can notice on rewatch, and it's pretty fucking awesome.
yeah,
It's pretty
it's up
gnarly.
there.
It's pretty insane. That's a movie I don't get tired of.
Oh no,
Like, I don't want to get scaled very often, but anytime I'm in the mood for a horror movie, like Hereditary will do.
oh yeah,
I'm not going to get tired of it.
it'll scratch that itch.
Yeah. So, and Toni Collette
Insane performance.
should have won an Oscar for it,
Yep.
but the Academy doesn't like horror movies.
Nope.
don't
Alex
think-
Wolff was ready to break his own nose
Yep.
for that movie,
Yep.
and no one cares.
Yeah. The Academy just if you're a horror movie or a comic book movie, they don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah, dude, you're bottom of the totem pole.
How the Batman wasn't nominated for cinematography or score is beyond
Yeah.
me.
You can go eat shit, dude.
Yeah.
You're a
it should have
superhero
won
movie.
both.
Yeah,
And you're telling me it didn't even get nominated?
disgusting.
It's
Disgusting
racism.
oversight.
I mean, that's all it is.
Yeah,
Just modern day racism.
yeah. They're gatekeeping, dude.
Yeah. So that's all. That's all for the list. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any thoughts on I Saw the TV Glow, any insight, maybe we didn't notice, leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear everyone's theories.
Yeah.
And next week we should be talking about a little film called Furiosa.
Oh my god, dude, I'm fully torqued. I'm fully torqued.
So we're recording this early, so tomorrow and Tuesday I don't have anything to do, so I'm gonna try to get all the Mad Maxes done before Furiosa, which shouldn't be hard because I can just do one a day.
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday, Uncut Gems Wednesday, Furiosa Thursday. And maybe we'll record that episode early too, like Friday,
Maybe,
if
yeah.
we're free, so that way we can get our Furiosa thoughts out early.
Oh. Might have a slight scheduling conflict. But yeah, we can record Friday. I don't work Friday.
Oh,
Yeah.
so what's the scheduling conflict?
I have to work 10s this week. So I'm getting home later. And we have Gems Wednesday.
Yeah, Jim's is at 7.
Okay, no, we're good then.
I don't know when Furiosa is though. I think it's in the 6s. What time are you gonna be home? That's at 6:50.
I'll cut it close, but I'll make it 6:50.
Okay. Should have like 25 minutes of trailers, and it's
Yeah.
at Palladium.
Oh yeah, we're good. We're good. Yeah.
By the way, for some reason, I saw the TV Glow didn't have its normal amount of trailers. It kind of fucked me.
It did a little bit.
Regal, every single fucking movie we see has 25 minutes of trailers on the dot.
Yeah.
If anything, it goes over. When we saw The Fall Guy, it went up to 40 minutes of trailers. Which
That was insane.
Insane.
Yeah.
But it's 25 minutes every time. And I went to get a drink after it had been like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I got 15 more minutes of trailers. And it takes me 5 minutes to get the drink, and I come back, and the movie fucking started. And I'm looking at Owen in this big tent.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck. Why is there not normal length trailers in front of this.
Yeah.
I don't know if it has to do with like it being a smaller movie, because I know that there's legal stuff with trailers, and like certain trailers have to get played before certain movies. And maybe like bigger movies like The Fall Guy have a ton of trailers lined up that they need to play.
Oh yeah.
And like smaller movies like I Saw the TV Glow only have a couple of trailers to do. Because I noticed it was the same trailers.
Yeah.
Like when I saw it both times, they were the same exact trailers for the same exact length. So that's probably what it is.
Maybe.
But yeah, that kind of fucked me.
Yeah. Wasn't too bad.
But I got to see the like minute that I missed the second time. So
yeah.
Now we're all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks for watching, or listening.
Yep.
I guess you can do both because we post them on YouTube too. But we'll see you next week to talk about Furiosa. Do you have a Dementis impression?
No.
You do it all the time.
What do I do?
Ready?
Oh.
Steady!
Ladies and gentlemen.
Give us an outro as Dementis.
Thank you for... I can't do like other words.
Yeah, you can. Do it.
Oh, dude, it sucks. It sucks
You got it.
bad. Thank you for listening to the Film Scoop.